Okay, good. So, as a beginning, we need to start a new game. So, hello everybody, my name is Senydro, I'm speedrunning The Witness any percent for you, and my co-commentator is...
Hi, I'm Zonorus. You've been hearing me for the past few hours. I will also be donation reading because of reasons. So, and I would I'd like to start with that real quick. So we have $25 here from Smongo saying, "Good luck on the run, Senydro. Don't choke on the doors." And his $25 go towards the Celeste any percent category change, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, let's get going.
Okay, are we ready on the timer?
He is, yeah.
Okay, so I get a countdown now also?
Yes, you count down and...
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So, welcome, this is The Witness. It's a beautiful puzzle game, and the beginning here is pretty easy if I don't mess up this door. So I will take the beginning to talk a bit about this game. It's a beautiful puzzle game where you have to draw lines on panels, right? And there will be different rules added onto them each time you do a new area. And the goal is to like activate some lasers and like open up the final area of the game. And yeah, it's big brains, and this was already the tutorial, and now we are up onto the open world. So you can go around to every area that you want. It's like a bit designed, so on the left here we have like the starting area that's like more easy, and it's get harder every time. But what we actually do in the speedrun is go to the hardest part of the game, which is the town, that combines all these rules you add on to the things to activate the lasers. So what we also are doing is like just do the beginning of town, and then we do some routing stuff, and then we come back and finish off the town laser. And those are going quite okay so far. We just need to wait for this thing to come down because we need this panel right here. And I've read some comments on videos and stuff, so people have been wondering how you figure out what the correct solution is, and without saying too much, I just want to say, like, the game gives you, like, slowly brings you to understand how those work, right? Right here we are actually, as I said, going to another place, and this is actually the final area. We should open this door, but if you just go close to it, you can solve the panel through the door, and that skips like doing the whole area. And that was the first laser already for shadows. Now we go into keep, and then we go back to the town. Right here there's also a neat little skip. If we just solve this panel from over here, we get a nice little shortcut and can go into the mazes already. Those mazes are actually quite easy, not too big of a hassle. It obviously has something to do with the mazes itself. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this area already. Oops, I just need to do this correctly. There we go. Yeah, and now we have to go up this massive tower and do the laser for this area right here. And this one is like one of the hardest ones for me because it's like so finicky to go into the correct paths, right? So there we go. So that's the second lasers. There are actually 11 lasers in the game, but for any percent we only need 7 of them. So that's like 2 of them. Now we go back to the town and do the town laser. And before we do the town laser, Xonaris is actually gonna explain how snipes work in this game, so I can concentrate a bit.
Alright, so snipes are a pretty cool thing in this game. As you have seen, this entire game you're just solving these like plates. And what snipes essentially are is you're solving a puzzle from a pretty big distance that you are not quite supposed to solve yet. You're supposed to like solve other things first so you can actually get close to the ones. And that obviously just skips a whole bunch as you can see right here. This is like super precise, but it like also is quite rewarding because you don't have to solve other puzzles that you would need to do in order to get up there in the first place. So that's pretty neato.
Yeah, and that was the snipes. It's kind of hard to do, especially if you're shaking like me because I'm nervous and stuff, but I managed to do it quite well actually. So the other thing we've been doing, which I won't do here, is snap into the panel. So when you snap into the panel, it like goes full screen with the panel and you have it directly in front of you, which is pretty easy to solve then. If I don't mess up. And usually we don't do this just because it's like easier to do them from afar. And it's better for routing stuff. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. The other thing you just saw in here was like a multi-panel. So on the same panel you have like multiple solutions that activate multiple things. And that's the third laser, if I counted correctly. Yeah. Now we go into Monastery. Monastery I actually quite liked a lot, and since that is pretty straightforward, maybe we have a donation to read?
Yeah, we actually do. So we have $5 here from I Am Greaser saying, if someone doesn't come up with a better license plate, this is what we're getting. And he's referring to the Need for Speed Rivals any % license plate incentive, which he said $1 to reset. So if we don't get any better name than that, our license plate for that game will be reset. So get your donations in to change to something else.
Why would you want something else than reset? It's perfect. Okay, and with that we are already done with the monastery. It's literally just opening the door and like do the 4 in between. Like there are more panels than we do in the any % route, but for the any % route we obviously just do the ones we need to activate the laser. So that has been laser number 4. Now we do the same thing actually we did for the town, where we start the jungle laser, like doing the panels for the jungle laser. But then actually we're gonna go into the bunker, which is over there. And you will see in a second why that is. It's again like routing dependent. Because in this bunker there is an elevator, and this elevator takes quite a long time to go where we need it to be, which is all the way up there. And in the meantime we can finish like jungle laser and walk to the other place where we will meet the elevator again, which is the second to last floor. I'm actually surprised how good these panels are going, considering how shaky I am. Even though I shouldn't be nervous at all, I set the estimate decently high, so it should be fine.
You got this, brother. I believe in you.
Yeah. So right here we're going to the elevator. Over here. And as I said, we sent him upwards and gonna go out of the bunker again into jungle, finish off jungle, and then we will meet the elevator up top. Over there somewhere. The other things people are always wondering, yes, we do know all the solutions in our head. And if you actually played this game and thinking of running it, don't be afraid, it's literally more easy than you think it is to learn. I actually got really surprised because you can like just remember those solutions quite easy. Now we're actually doing a little skip again. So this panel right here, which we need for the laser, will send up this wall, and if you just run over that wall very, very quickly, so you have like a few seconds just as you saw, you can actually skip it, so you don't need to walk all the way around and come back to the panel on this side. And with that we go into the jungle maze. It's like a little bit of a maze. I got so lost in my casual playthrough here, but as a speedrun it's pretty straightforward. That's the 5th laser. Yeah, exactly. And now we actually go to the elevator. So the elevator's waiting for us right here, so we can get on it and just activate the bunker laser. So for the route, like, I'm doing an old route actually, and there's been found a new one. That's a little bit faster, but I just couldn't get myself to learning it just yet. I will learn it soon. So it saves a little bit of time. Now we just need one more laser, which is the swamp laser. And if you have played this, you're like, wait, swamp is like very long, but not on a speed run, because we do snipes again right there. So if you stand in the right position, you can snipe those doors. Okay, there we go. I think I activated it, I'm pretty sure. And that is like, because the swamp is so long, that was developer intended to open up the door. So you have a shortcut, but we use the shortcut the other way around, so we can just go to the laser straight away. And since the laser takes a time a little bit and I need to walk all the way up the mountain now, we had time for another donation.
Hell yeah. So there we have another $5 from PokeGod11 saying, love the witness for puzzles and art style. Also, let's go Rockport PD. And his $5 go towards naming the license plate in Need for Speed Rivals Cross. So no more reset. So that's at least something. Keep it coming, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like puzzles game, I think The Witness is like really, really good. And I'm pretty sure like everyone who played this can also say so. Now we just need here, it's the 7th plate, right? It's like the 7 lasers we activated.
Isn't this game also supposed to be like quite long casually?
Yeah, it is quite long because like you need to figure out the solutions, and some of them are relatively hard. But you can figure them out after a while. But yeah, that like makes up most of the time if you just need to think about it.
You're talking like 40, 60 hours or something like that, I think?
Probably something like that, yeah. So now we are in the mountain, and this is like visually probably the most interesting for watchers, because first of all there are things blocking our vision, so we need to play around those little metal bars. Then the second thing is, whoops, didn't mean to do that. The second thing is that we have one panel that makes our path literally with the one, like this one. That's the path we are walking on. I'm literally drawing the path right now, this one. And now the puzzles actually go crazy with like, this one is tilted to the side a little bit and they start going crazy, so it's visually literally the most interesting area, I think. As you notice, it's not quite how it's supposed to look like. That also makes like maneuvering through them a little bit harder than it should be. Especially for those two right here. But yeah, visually pleasing. The big thing about this game is that you're like finding out something new every time you play it, and till this day I'm still finding out new stuff about this game, which is so surprising to me, because I thought like I knew it's a well thought out game, but I didn't know it was that well thought out, right? Yeah, you have, for example, those grids that like are supposed to block your vision, so you don't really understand what you're doing. But if you know the solutions by head, it's pretty easy. And here another set of very interesting looking puzzles that are not confusing at all, obviously. Just need to concentrate a bit, because I struggle with those. Not because they're hard or anything. Ooh, whoa. It's just the movement is sometimes a bit iffy. Here we have to do the same thing again with the drawing your own pathway. But twice. And this is like multi-panel again. So right here, as you can see, there will always be I'm sorry. There's always like a new rule added to the panel, and you have to solve it so it makes sense for all the panels, right? So you play by the rules for every single panel and have to draw a line accordingly to that. So there's a rule, so it's like 6 rules in one panel. And here we have to do a second one. And now we need to play around with those pathways. So we have both the rules in mind, but also get to the location we need to go. It's pretty simple in a speedrun, but for me, it's, especially casually, it was like really hard to figure out. That took quite a long time for me. And now we are in another door, where's another elevator, which is pretty slow, so another time for donations or shoutouts or anything.
I just quickly like to thank everybody in chat who so far throughout the last few days have donated or subscribed or cheered or bought something from our merch store. All of your help certainly is appreciated, and it goes towards keeping ESA as cool as it is, and it keeps making awesome events that we can attend to, which is very nice, because for me personally, ESA is like one of the coolest weeks of the year. So it's really cool that you guys support it, so we can still be doing this.
Yeah, if you haven't donated or subbed and have some money to spare, please consider it. It's really helping out a lot. Now we're actually coming up to the random doors Smongel was talking about. For me, they are quite hard sometimes. Okay, this one was pretty easy. For example, this one, I can't solve this one because I'm just bad at the game. But like, if you run this game often enough, you will learn them, and it's like... Okay, it's like... I like this, okay. Nice, wasn't even that bad. Only missed one. But yeah, they are randomly generated, and they can give you a hard time. And since they are RNG and right at the end of the run, because we are already done with this game basically, you can like figure out how tasty it is if you lose a PB to that. Great times. And these pillars are literally the worst when it comes to mechanics, because as you just saw, I couldn't do anything about it going straight. Thanks for proving my point. I can't do much about that. That happens just sometimes because they are pillars, they're round, and like you need to play with that in mind, and that like makes the drawing a bit more harder than you think. You don't even realize it in a casual playthrough because you go slow anyways, but if you try to go fast, it's like quite a bit of work to deal with. And now we just need to wait for the path to appear, and then we have 3 more puzzles in that thing, and then it's time as soon as I finish the last puzzle. I think I take this time to thank everyone for watching, and like thanks for donating and subscribing and stuff. It's such a great event, and I'm so thankful for being allowed to speedrun this in ESA. And that's time. I'm quite happy with this run. It was pretty decent.
Yeah,
So
well, sounds pretty good. Sub 20, I think.
sub 20 is literally the first big line you wanna cross, I think. You wanna get sub 20 and then you're like good to go. So yeah, if you are interested in this game or like puzzle games in general, just consider picking it up. It's like top-notch game. And yeah, if you want to know more about the speedrun or other categories and more about this game in general, you can hit up our community speedrun Discord, which you can find over our speedrun.com page. And yeah, thank you Soneris for co-commentating.
I mean, I didn't say insanely much, but it was fun. Thanks for having me, brother.
But it was quite helpful for the snipes. I could concentrate very well, so it's nice.
A bubble.
Yeah, before we sign off,
bubble in a
quickly
stream, in a
want to give a
stream.
shout out to Cascar86 in chat, who subscribed with his or her or its on Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it, and we will head into a quick intermission. And when we are back, we'll see which game is up then. So thanks, everybody. Stay tuned and enjoy.